Okay.
So it's exactly on time. Now we are 18.
Okay.
I request, or maybe if possible, you can turn on your camera so that we can see each other's face. Uh, my name is Kumar. I used to be in Japan for 11 years. Last year, I came to North Carolina, USA, and I'm working here as a visiting scholar. My profession is uh, researcher. I loved doing research in agritourism. By the way, Professor Ohe, he is giving lecture today. Used to be my supervisor, still he is. Uh, uh, okay. Now, I don't know. How can we move forward? We are only 19 people. We just share our feelings or opinions at first, or we give chance to Professor Ohe first. What do you think? We are, I don't know. What do you think, Emily? What should we do? We just give time to Professor Owe for the presentation at the beginning.
Yeah.
Is that fine?
Yeah. What do you think?
Yeah, okay, okay. Then in the first half, as programmed, I give time to Professor Owe to talk about, and in the second half, we will introduce by ourselves, and we will try to explore the possible collaboration between us. Now, let me introduce Professor Ohe. He is working as a full professor, and Professor Emeritus for Chiba University, and currently he is working as a full professor at Department of Agribusiness Management at Tokyo University of Agriculture. His research focuses on economic analysis of rural and agritourism as well as farm diversification to establish sustainable rural businesses. He has published more than 2,000 papers, including a book, Community-Based Rural Tourism and Entrepreneurship. His contributions have been recognized with several awards, including Isaac Shron Award from the Asia Pacific Tourism Association 2010 and Agricultural Economic Society of Japan Award for Excellence in Academic Publishing 2021. Professor Ohe is currently serving in editorial board member of Tourism Economics, chair for the Project Evaluation Committee on Rural Tourism in Japan Ministry of Agriculture, and he is also serving as a president of Japan Academic Society of Tourism. This is the main reason that I invited Professor Ohe to give his lecture, and I believe he is the pioneer of agritourism in uh, East Asian region. Uh, Professor Ohe, the floor is yours.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Very wonderful introduction, and that is too much for me. And also I'd like to express my thank you for having me here today. And today I'm going to talk about the issues that we have been facing. Tourism in rural areas in Japan. I try to improve the situation, and that is my aim to research in on agritourism or rural tourism. Sorry, I normally use rural tourism. That means agritourism. So I use rural tourism and agritourism interchangeably. So please don't mind this point. And so now let me start. Here's contents of my talk today. And first, I talk about challenges of rural agritourism in Japan and why that low-key situation happened in Japan, and it's very lingering and continued. So, compared with Japanese very low-key situation, I have been doing joint research with my Italian counterpart about Italian agritourism for past 30 years, and it was very amazing development. It's very incredible development they have. So I'm just touch upon to contrast Japanese situation, and then touched upon a new program now implemented in rural tourism program in Japan to raise viability of this activity. And finally, I'd like to introduce a little bit about my empirical study about farmers' identity, because farmers' identity is very important to widen your perspectives, and which is one of the necessary conditions for better rural tourism or agritourism. So that's why I focus on this point. And finally, I'd like to propose a little bit of collaborative topics in the end. Okay, now introduction. Agritourism has been globally gaining popularity. Of course, you were the person involved in this aspect, and both supply and demand side, of course. And this is because agritourism has been considered as an effective measure for rural revitalization in developed nations, and but also poverty alleviation aspect in developing nations. However, the development stages vary depending on the conditions each country faces, of course. And my research interests are, because I'm an agriculture economist, basically, so economic analysis is my field, especially on farm management. And by using econometric approach or statistical methodologies, and but sometimes also doing case studies, and also doing, as I said, Italy-Japan comparative studies, and but first time I been to in Italy to see the what's going on in Italy. It was a very big shock to me when I learned the big difference between the Japan and Italy in terms of entrepreneurship. They are much more advanced, and so in a word, proactive agritourism in Italy, but very conservative in Japan. It's very sharp contrast, and I was very shocked. And why that happened, and I'd like to learn um, from Italian experience. That is one motivation to continue my research with Italian counterpart. And so basic question here is why such big difference occurs? And as I said, so the reason is simple. Rural entrepreneurship has not established yet in Japan. We can say, how can we enhance rural entrepreneurship among operators? So to consider this point, first, let's look at the present situation of rural tourism in Japan. And this is traditional farmhouse accommodations for skiers in mountainous Hiroshima. This was my first field on agritourism. I started agritourism research in Hiroshima, and this is a mountainous area, and it has been conducted as a side business for winter skiers in 1990s. But due to the decreasing population and many farmhouse accommodation didn't have successors, so they went out of business one from another, and that is current situation. And now we are at the present situation, grazing at rural tourism. And on the left, in Akita, northern Japan, this area is very active and very attractive, conducting very attractive agritourism program. And this picture showed the lunch time and serving lunch for guests. And the lunch uses a lot of local food stuff, and they are doing a good business in agritourism. And they receive award from Ministry of Agriculture as well. And also a traditional type of tourism is in rural areas, pick your own in the suburb of Tokyo. And on the right, drying kaki, persimmons, traditional landscape in rural areas, like that. This is just give you a short image of uh, Japanese rural activities. Okay, and this is another picture, and another picture. Operators, anyway, operators needs to shift from solely production-oriented mentality to one that embraces tourism-oriented diversification, of course. And the rice planting experience event is quite often conducted in many rural areas, and with traditional kimono wearing of local people, and also a traditional dance performance at rice planting event, Okayama, and like that. Okay, so what problem we have? Dilemma of generous hospitality and low profitability. That is our problem, current problem, still current problem. Japanese hospitality is renowned for its kindness and consideration, probably, and sentiment often echoed by the international tourists as well. And rural tourism is probably no exception. However, the warmer the hospitality the farmer gives, the lower profitability operator they have. So this is a big imbalance between the two. If that type of hospitality is provided as a social event, as a voluntary activity, that is a wonderful initiative. But as a business, sorry, it's this point is crucial for the sustainable business, but not satisfied at this moment. And so we can say rural tourism in Japan is that hospitality not having viability. That is a great pity. Under the general framework policy for promotion of inbound tourism from abroad, now tourism agency, the government set target, but along with this program, rural tourism and agritourism in Japan is expected to play an important role. However, it has remained primarily pocket money earning activity for the elderly, and rather than a sustainable business for younger people, enable them to support their families. Not such a level, just pocket money earning activity for the elderly. So resulting in the lingering low-key situation. That is a situation we have now. Still we have now. We try to improve, but and so typical case of lack of entrepreneurship. Rustic, warm, natural, and sustainable rural hospitality is necessary but has yet to be established. So this is what we refer to as a professional rural hospitality. However, hospitality has traditionally been one-sided, uh, just rural host treating guests with the utmost effort without uh, enough compensation from the tourist. So transition from traditional rural hospitality to modern rural hospitality is definitely needed. And this is a policy error, I would say, uh, that did not emphasize economic goals. Mm. It's a great pity. but that is we are now. And now try to compare the Italian case, sharp contrast with Japan. And in Italy, 1985, a national law on agritourism was enacted, and while a Japanese case in 1994, so about 10 years lag. And although Italy was a latecomer to agritourism, but agritourism in Italy has experienced rapid growth over the 3 decades and up until around mid 2010s. And this growth was marked by a parallel increase both in demand and supply. So very balanced uh, development they experienced. And agritourism in Italy often took the form of family business with a strong entrepreneurship spirit and making it a shining model to look up to for us. That's why I continued research in Italy. Now I'd like to give you some image of Italian agritourism. And the farmers cannot make a newly built accommodation facility for tourists. They only allow to use old houses or old warehouses like that. On the left, that was old farmhouses, and then renovated to guest rooms. And in the light also, and uh, often they have swimming pools because Central Europeans like to have agritourism that has swimming pools. So this is normally not for Italians, but for foreign tourists. But it costs a lot to maintain the water quality and some other energy cost. And this is very interesting. And on the right down, the family of operators, and we went there 25 years ago, and 2019, we been to this agritourism farm again. And then we found daughter is now starting a career in agritourism. So family business continue. That is very nice. And on the left, on the right, my counterpart, Adriano Ciani. We've been doing a joint research almost 25 years, but he suddenly passed away in 2020 amid COVID-19. I don't know. Nobody knows he contracted COVID or not, but hmm, that is a very sad moment. Anyway, okay. Now, a little bit more about agritourism in Italy. Agritourism in Italy has a dual market. That is domestic and inbound, almost half and half. And this sector has experienced one of the fastest growth among rural businesses. And the features of these two markets differ significantly. And domestic tourists typically stay shorter period for 3 or 5 or at most 1 week, while inbound tourists stay longer, normally a week or more, up to 2 weeks, something like that. So inbound market are more profitable for agritourism. Uh, However, it is also more sensitive to risk factors such as political and financial risks, uh, and also pandemic, like that. But from my research, uh, the guests from abroad, Europeans, Northern Europeans or Central Europeans, are relatively wealthy people. So they are not much sensitive to economic fluctuations because they are affluent people. And in Italy, many small farms and few large farms coexist, but they make a harmonious rural landscape. It's beautiful and complement agritourism activities. And the availability of good local food and open hospitality are key attractions. And the guests can see the operators genuinely enjoy their farm lifestyle, which is not available in the city life. That is one of the uh, attractiveness of agritourism. And these are the attractive and impressive features of agritourism in Italy. And agritourism is often referred as a lifestyle business for that reason. Okay, this is just a comparison of Italy and agri or rural tourism in Japan. Viability orientation, Italy, yes, of course, but Japan, not quite. And community-based, Italy is very normally individual-based, and Japan community-based. And differentiation is, yes, they are good at differentiation in Italy, but Japan, no. And hospitality, well balanced between the uh, good hospitality and viability. But in Japan, not good at this point. And market, as I said, domestic, inbound, Italy, but Japan, only domestic, still domestic. And operators regeneration, yes, they have good successors because they are doing a good business. So their sons and daughters also very much interested in succeed their business. But in Japan, no. Uh, okay, and so of course, Italian agritourism it's conducted as an economic activity, but in Japan it's just a social activity, not an economic activity. That is my a little bit sounds pessimistic, but that is what we are now. Mm. We have to admit that's fact. And now, but Italian agritourism, after 33 decades development, Italian agritourism now finally reached a saturation stage, I would say. And we found that the occupancy rate has been decreasing due to the intensive competition among various accommodation facilities. And now Airbnb is becoming popular and also very big competition intensified, and this is a growing trend toward health oriented. So there is a growing trend health oriented programs now we can observe in rural areas in Italy, and such as Pilates and yoga practice. These health-oriented programs are gaining popularity at agritourism facilities. And also, farm restaurant and selling local product at farmyard have become major income sources. And these activity can offset. Uh, it's a good income source during the off-season period. Now, back to Japan again, and new program was now started to implement. Uh, since 2017, new program was started, and aiming to establish 500 viable units. in all over Japan. And now our second phase, and currently over 650 units are designated, and the government provide subsidies to increase their growth. And this program set a target, 7 million stays, and among them, 10% are inbound tourists by 2025. So end of to this year. So among them, additionally, 40 model units have been designated to promote inbound tourism. So we are now carefully watching what's going on these units. So I have planned to visit these 40 model units. Anyway, okay. Now empirical part. I'm focusing on identity and entrepreneurship. But why identity matters? Identity is a concept of traditionally psychology and sociology. But why economists look at identity issues? Because identity is a normal behavior by Akerlof and Clanton. And if you have a right identity, you can behave efficiently and comfortably. But if you don't, you cannot do that efficiently or comfortably. So this kind of feelings you can easily understand everyday life. And therefore, when starting rural tourism-oriented diversification at your farm, it is necessary, essential to have a suitable occupational identity. I'm talking about occupational identity. And I conducted empirical analysis on this aspect. So now, before that, I need to explain a little bit about educational dairy farm programs. So these farms gives experience program to school kids and consumers. These are the example of a program. Brushing a cow on the left and center, shaking milk to make butter in Shizuoka, and in Hokkaido, milking experience was given to school kids. And these are the farm shops operated by these educational dairy farms. On the left, Gerard was provided for consumers, and right down on the left lady, she's a daughter of the education dairy farm, and she studied in the U.S. and back to their farm, and started yes this processing dairy product activity like gelato and yogurt like that. And also on the middle of the up side, she's also a daughter of education dairy farms. It's famous dairy farms in Chiba, and she opened a small shop at shopping mall, and well, it was very popular, and processing and direct selling dairy product. And on the right, she's a farmer, dairy farmer, and opened a farm shop. And he's a very well-known dairy farmer as a leader of dairy farmers in this region. And on the ice cream and yeah, shops like that. So this is a image. These are the image of what they are doing as a diversification activity. Okay, so now hypothesis to test. So operators need to shift from solely production-oriented mentality to one that embraces tourism-oriented diversification. So if you want to succeed, you want to make a success in diversification activity, you have a suitable perspective for that. So that is my hypothesis, basic hypothesis. So we study educational dairy farms. And educational dairy farm, this program was a bottom-up program started by a group of dairy farmers and agricultural cooperatives, and who started in 2000, and which were inspired by the educational farm concept in France, ferme pédagogique, and they learned a lot from French experience and started this network. And so very well organized network of dairy farmers, and they provide educational service to school children and consumers, and to raise awareness and understanding of dairy farmers' activities. And this is a type of identity of, or in case of dairy farmers, I consider three different types of identity. Traditional identity, this this case is ordinary dairy farmers, no educational dairy farms, and just raising cows and milking and shipment. No diversification. So this is a very traditional dairy farm type. And second is sub-enlarged identity case, which is EDFs, but not processing and direct selling of diversification. So they are educational farm activity. They are doing educational dairy farm activities, but no diversification, no selling any of milk product. So then third case is enlarged identity case. They doing processing and direct selling. So ice cream, soft cream, and cheese, yogurt, and any other combination of these products like that. And so differences between sub-enlarged and enlarged are easy to identify, because enlarged case, dairy farmers sell something at their farm shop. So we can easily observe that. So because whether processing and direct selling or not is quite observable objectively. So that is a clear criteria to draw line between sub-enlarged and enlarged case. Now, data and methodology. For empirical evaluation, I need to have a financial statement of EDFs in metropolitan areas, and but for we ask dairy farmers to cooperate our study, and methodology, DEA methodology. I skipped technical issues. It's very complicated, but DEA is output, measure the output input ratio, and which is efficiency score. And if you are a top efficient farms, it's you have unity, and most least efficient case or close to zero. So we can compare the efficiency levels with this result. And okay, and and also theoretical framework I presented, but data we collected from the survey, visit survey to dairy farms, but only 11 farms agreed to disclose their financial statement, and but we can get little bit longer period of data. So 27 panel data sample size was collected finally. And this is a comparison between occupational identity and traditional concept managerial capability. So what's the difference? In the occupational identity matters, something has changed. So, for instance, starting a diversification activity, a new activity. So in that case, occupational identity matters. And but identity is itself, it's in your mind. We cannot see, and it's subconscious level. And yes, there's various differences, but main point is this. When you start a new activity, you have to have enough or suitable identities. Otherwise, you cannot behave well. That is my thought. And this is again three types, but I skipped. We compared pre-enlarged and enlarged case, which is more efficient. And this is a framework, but simply put, uh, if if you don't have enough low level of diversification, point level of diversification is just J level. But if you have wider diversification activities, then you can create demand for this product, and also you can look at more carefully uh, your farm resource management, so become more efficient. So that means a point, meeting point will be EE, so level of diversification will increase up to point K, so larger than the previous case. That is my uh, conceptual model, and then now we evaluate empirically. So this is data we collected. Average age of operator was before 50, so still relatively young. And yes, and this is a comparison of EDFs between a number of processing and no processing, and practicing processing and direct selling case. And cost-wise, processing and direct selling has a higher cost structure, of course, but they have more revenue. So from this, we cannot say which is actually efficient or not, because it's determined by the ratio between cost and revenue. So that's why I use DEA model to compare, and input variables are here. This is ordinary input, total labor cost, total feed cost, and capital cost. And output, I consider revenue from milk and total revenue from diversified activity, like that. And this is a result. And as expected, those farms doing processing and direct selling are more efficient, statistically significant. And but in the case of only in the case of return to scale, so constant return to scale case, not variable return to scale case. So this is very interesting result. Now, let me summarize the result. The farms that engaged in processing and direct selling attained higher efficiency than those do not. And this was observed under the constant return to scale, meaning there is no constraint by farm size. So this activity is size free, we can say. So larger farm can do that, but also small farms can do that. There's no difference. And therefore, it is necessary to expand occupational identity first to conduct efficient tourism-oriented diversification. but changing occupational identity is not easy. So how can we transform occupational identity? From our survey result, our study showed that farmers with years of experience who received training abroad on farm management are more eager to start diversified activity. And also young farmers and female farmers also more eager to start uh, diversified activity. So they have, because they have a larger identity, occupational identity to accept diversified activity. Yes, that is, now let me conclude. This study verified the farmers engaged in process and direct selling of dairy products attained higher efficiency than those do not. And the farmers with enlarged identity realized higher efficiency in farm management. And this evidence showed that more active educational dairy farms leads to more efficient farm resource management. So EDF activity can be a promoting factor toward tourism-oriented diversification. Okay, and theoretically, this study demonstrated that identity enlargement has two ways. Demand creation, because you can create new demand for farm product, and more efficient farm resource management. You can carefully look at farm resource, their own farm resources. Therefore, it should be noted that expanding the perspective of farm management is a necessary condition for realizing efficient processing and direct selling. Okay, now policy implication. Identity issue is size neutral and free from size constraint. And in this context, identity should be included in the category of managerial capability in the future, and could be a policy, a farm management policy. And so conceptual framework and the measures applicable to agritourism cases in other areas. Yes. And if you are interested in this study, please refer to the references in the end. And but limitation, only limited number of farms in metropolitan areas, and not super big large scale dairy farms included. And yes. Anyway, to make tourism-oriented diversification viable, direct selling is one way to enhance the viability of educational services. Okay. Now, future research proposal. If possible, I'd like to, together organized research, international comparative analysis on agritourism hospitality to establish more attractive and unique experiences that's only available in agritourism. And for this purpose, we need to identify common and unique factors among countries and could be used to improve agritourism hospitality. But in that case, not too much intensive labor for operators. So how to enhance effective hospitality? It could be individual or community-based. And any differences in hospital levels between domestic and international tourists, I mean, from supply side perspective. So these are the probably, yeah, it would be nicer to do the collaboration in the future. Okay, thank you very much for your attention. References here. Thank you.
Professor Oye, thank you very much. You shared a very interesting talk regarding the agritourism in Japan, and you compared with agritourism in Italy, and you also provided us the educational dairy farms in Japan. I think I should start answering your last part. Is hospitality differs between domestic-based international or inbound tourists? Let me share my experience from Nepal. I went to survey in one of the trekking routes, popular trekking routes in Nepal, and I found that they prefer domestic tourists because to shop to domestic tourists is easy than serving to the foreign tourists. They are more health conscious. Of course, they don't. I don't know. They don't buy many items, but domestic tourists they buy many items including alcohol, and they are ultimately gaining more money from the domestic tourists. That was my experience in Nepal. And I also love your ideas identity as usual. And your concern is about low profitability in Japanese agritourism and no sustainable agritourism. Those things. So I think we should improve in the future. Thank you, Professor Oye. Now, I would like to welcome some questions from the floor. Although there are some questions, I will pick them up later on. If you want to ask directly, you can ask, or I can pick the questions. Just don't wait me. Just open the mic and start. Anyone can ask any question regarding his presentation and agritourism in Japan and those.
Okay, my name is Emily Wu. I'm from Taiwan. It's a very, very interesting study and topic Professor Oi has been talk about. And we have quite similar situations in Taiwan and different levels and diversifications of farms operation. And we also observe that the farm involved in processing and also some of the accommodations they has enjoy higher profitability and viability as well. And we do visit Italy last year, and we find it's very strong and very diverse situation compared to the agro-tourism development in East Asia. That is what I observed. And but I do have a quick questions for Professor Oi. When you're talking about the warmer hospitality and in a situation the farm would have a lower profitability, and could you explain that a little bit in Japan?
Okay. Yes, this is a very crucial point. Thank you for your comments and the questions. And yes, probably it's traditional rural mentality. That is the cause of the problem, I think, because they are very kind and warm. Rural areas, especially rural areas, and but they are not good at talking about economic issues and economic compensation to the tourist. So they give it's kind of over service situation. They provide a lot of services without any compensations. Yes, from the hospitality spirit, traditional hospitality spirit was like that. But one time, first time, it's okay. But second time, third time, if you continue this type of behavior, oh, they are getting tired and exhausted because they are not compensated enough. So that is one reason why Japanese agritourism still yes just have been staying for long period. So we need to change their mindset. That's why I I have been doing this issue for many years. So how can change the mind? But this is very hard to change, probably everywhere. You can build something, you can build facilities or introduce some machineries on, change gardens, but with some money you can do that. But this point you cannot easy to change. So how to change, transform this part is very difficult and very stubborn and very conservative. Yes, as behavioral economics, recent development of behavioral economics says that. Mm, they they stay at the status quo. They want to. They say the economy, recent economics said it's a status quo bias. They want to stay at status quo. They don't want to. They are very timid going out of the status quo going forward. That is traditional rural mentality. But it's easy, not easy to change. But I think gradually it's changing. So one generation, it takes one generation to change, probably. So this is not good to answer, I know, but so that's why I started the identity issues to study the empirical evaluation, and the result was very interesting because, as expected, diversified farm activities are more efficient. So this is a good scientific evidence, and if you can recognize this point, you can get more dairy farmers to join in the education of dairy farmers and starting diversification. And so that's why first thing, as a researcher, I need to show the evidence. Hmm. That's
Professor,
why,
there are a few questions which is related to agritourism in
yeah.
Japan. Like how
Yeah.
much per night do they charge in agritourism?
How much?
How
Sorry?
much per night? Yeah,
Oh, it
yeah.
was very low. But now it's getting higher because of the inflation and increasing number of tourists from abroad. So it's getting higher. But when I started agritourism research in 30 years ago, it was very, very, very cheap. Probably it's 5,000 yen or 6,000 yen, including two meals, dinner and breakfast. So this is very low level. Hmm.
So how much is now tentative average? You can talk in range, like how much current price per night?
Per night, it's a best uh, practice case. Uh, do you know? 40,000 a night.
Oh,
It's very expensive. But it was successful in Japan. In that case, in Kosuge village, it's a very remote village in the deep valley, bottom of the deep valley, and the population has progressed. Only now less than 700 people, local inhabitants there, but now they transformed uh, farmhouse and attract yeah good number of visitors, uh, even from Taiwan and other Asian countries, and also other North Americans, Europeans as well. So they are doing good business. Hmm. So this is one of the uh, promising example that we can learn.
uh, there was another question from Tim from Australia. He was
Yeah.
asking how easy to make yogurts in small farms to sell from the farms directly. Is it easy or is it difficult?
Selling direct farms,
Oh,
selling product.
like milk products, yeah.
Yes, but people want to. buy. The consumers are very much interested in original product produced at farm, not a milk processing company. It's you can buy milk at the supermarket, but the farm processed product is more differentiated in terms of taste, quality, so flavors as well, and they can easily differentiate from popular dairy product at the supermarket.
Is there any government rules that prevent or that restricts or that doesn't allow to make yogurt in the farms?
Yeah, of course, you have to get a license, hygiene license, of course, and also food processing license you need. But as far as you get enough licenses, they can do that. They can process their farm product at the farmyard. Mhm. But of course, it's especially hygiene standard. It's getting stricter and stricter because it's very important topics in every part of every part of the world. So you have to be careful dealing with processing, of course. But it's possible.
Okay, thank you. Is there any questions?
And
To Professor
yeah,
Wohe?
okay, yeah.
Tim, do you have any questions? You can directly ask him.
Yeah, about the so future collaboration. On the last part of my talk,
Yeah, I think I will come back in that
yeah,
section
okay, later.
from
Okay,
now. If
okay.
anyone want to ask about Japanese agritourism, I give the last
Mhm,
chance. For now,
mhm.
maybe we can talk, of course, in the second half as well.
Oh, okay.
So if there are
And
no questions,
okay. Just one point. And
Mhm.
so those educational dairy farms doing processing and direct selling have high, more likely, much more likely to have successors, good successors. So their family business continued and expand and growing. This is very, yes, encouraging fact for us. That is my last comment. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Professor Ohe, for your wonderful presentation. First half, I would like to finish here, and in the second half, we will introduce by ourselves, and we can ask any questions freely. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, I see people from many countries. This is no more East Asian agritourism meeting. I see people from Vietnam, India, Australia. There is one another guy from USA as well. Also, I am here, and Taiwan, Japan. Thank you for your participation. Do we want to have break or we can continue?
Little bit of break.
Okay. Let's have
Bathroom.
5 minute break. Then we will continue. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Let me enter to the second half of this virtual catch up. Again, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Kumar. I was originally from Nepal. I was in Japan for 11 years, and last year I came here in North Carolina. I am currently leading Global Agritourism Network, East Asian region, and I want to increase the number of participants in Global Agritourism Network from the East Asian region. And of course, any people from other countries as well are welcome in this meeting. In the second half, I would like to request you all to share your thoughts, ideas on agritourism. How can it be innovative or any ongoing project so that we can collaborate in future, or any problems you are facing so that we can discuss here. we will try to solve the problem that you raise. Any trends that you are seeing in agritourism or rural tourism in your area or in your field, in your country. And if you see any technologies that has been changed in agritourism, if you can share, I love those information. First, I request you to introduce yourself and share those ideas if you have. So the problem is, how do we start? I cannot read the Chinese characters. Maybe Emily, can you help me? Who should go first?
Okay. So you want us to introduce ourselves and
Yeah. Because
about-
we want to develop the relationship between us first, and then only in the topic.
Okay. Good morning and good evening, everyone. My name is Emily Wu. I'm from Taiwan. I think this is probably the first meeting for the GAN at East Asia, right?
Yes.
This is the first meeting, I think. Okay. So it's great that we have around 30 people
Oh,
to
yes.
participate this meeting, and I think it can be. Thank you, Professor Oyi, for his great speech to call all the people come to this meeting at first. But I think in the regions, we together probably could move this the GAN in East Asia forward. So the Kuma has organized nicely. And I think first we probably could take a little bit time to introduce ourselves and maybe share some of your thoughts about how the region can be together and move forward. And I would like to I prepare can I share? Okay. Can you see?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, because I cannot see myself. Okay, okay. I would like to introduce myself and probably a little bit in detail. I'm professor in the Department of Tourism, Recreation, and Leisure Studies. It is in the Donghua University, Taiwan. I also work closely with academics world, of course. So I serve as the co-chair editors for tourism of Journal of Tourism and Leisure Study in Taiwan. That is TSSCI, and also work on several research projects for years. And in terms of my ecotourism experience in Taiwan.
Emily, sorry to disturb you. I think we are looking at your private WhatsApp message. Can you just
What?
down that one?
Yeah.
Excuse me?
Yeah. WhatsApp.
Yeah,
Screen
WhatsApp.
of WhatsApp. Yeah. Appeared.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
That's fine.
So it doesn't, because I'm not familiar with this one. Let me see.
Okay,
So
now it's perfect. If you
it's
can make it bigger, that will be great. Yeah. Thank you.
so is that work? Because we are on my screen, so
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Yeah, now.
it's okay now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I would like to share some of my experience in Taiwan in terms of ecotourism. Except for my academic work, I serve as the directors for special ecotourism spa certified in Taiwan and coordinators for leisure farm in the Hualien regions and work closely with Taiwan Leisure Farm Development Association since 1996 and work closely with our government, the Ministry of Agriculture and Tourism Administrations. So I'm happy and very involved in this area in Taiwan, and serve as a consultant, policymaker, and researchers. Work with the training programs, workshops, and try to networking with farmers and researchers and also policymakers. And happy to involve more in international cooperation projects as well. So in terms of how we can move forward as GAN East Asia, I think everyone here knows the purpose of the GAN. And I think in the East Asia, I think East Asia is an important region for agritourism. Just like Professor Oi talking about comparison on the Italy and Japan, we could see the differences. And in this region, we do have very special, particular agricultural legislation systems, cultural basis, and our own specific issues, like Professor Oi talking about, like the poverty alleviation, economics, efficiency, and also the traditional mindset of our farms and the village, and we are more on the social coherence, and those things are, and the second generation things, like it is also very evident in Taiwan as well. So as for myself, I think the purpose of the GAN East Asia can focus on two things. One is to build up the closer network in the East Asia regions, and all together we might be able to present and share the unique nature of agritourism in this region. So what I think we can do, the Kuma has been talking about very few, not enough covered in terms of members in East Asia. So I think we could participate some of the conference in other countries in this region and invite more members to participate in GAN. That I think that's the good things we can do, or through our friendship network. The second, I think, is that each members of us can identify probably 3 issues through our surveys later on, and then we could share the cases and discuss issues by regular web banner, maybe half year or seasons, and we could take turns by country members, like Taiwan, Japan, India, maybe, and the other countries, and we also can invite cases from other country, maybe from Italy, or maybe team can participate with us to, jump in to talk about the similar issues but happens in other regions. And also I'm thinking it's in the future, it might be possible we could have actual visits. Maybe every other years, and we could actually understand and visit the countries that you all welcome to come, and we could host a trip, and we understand that. That is kind of quick thinking about what we can do to move forward again in the East Asia. Okay, I'll get back to you, Kuma.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing your ideas, how we can move forward. That's an excellent idea. Maybe we should follow that strategy in long term and even for the short term. I love your ideas, inviting people in our committee and request them to present their cases as well, which will increase our participation as well as understanding, and we can compare the 2 cases, and maybe we can have better idea how we can move forward. Thank you. I think now I request Dr. Kuni to introduce himself and his ideas.
Okay. Good morning and good afternoon, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Yes. My name is Daisuke Kuni from Policy Research Institute of Ministry of Agriculture, Forestry, and Fishery, Japan. I'm just a researcher, so yeah, I completely agree with Emily's idea. It's very important to collaborate and exchange our experience to encourage agritourism in the East Asia region. And yes, and this webinar is very important for our researcher and the farmer because, yeah, Professor Oe, thank you very much for your great presentation. It's very interesting. And I want to know this presentation to a lot of research in Japan. Unfortunately, there's few people in Japanese participant this seminar. Maybe one. No one from
Two,
Japan.
whoa. Yeah, only two, you and Professor Ohe.
Yeah. So I wanna expand this experience to the a lot of research in Japan. So I think we have to discuss how to expand this activity to a lot of people and organize another research in another countries people. So what do you think about?
I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, let me share my personal experiences. I wrote email to APU Beppu, Asia Pacific University Beppu, and request them to participate or introduce someone who is working on agritourism. But I got no reply.
See.
And I also wrote
Okay.
to the director of Wakayama University requesting to participate in this event. A long time ago, I reminded them, but I got no reply as well.
In Japan, in this time, the professor is
I know,
very
I know, I
busy.
know, I know. This is the year end, and the
That's
professors
why.
are very busy, and they must be busy in like.
Because this season is the extra the busy season in Japan. So
I know.
maybe the summer season is better to organize some.
Yeah, I think next time we should organize focusing on Japanese.
Yes.
And I think I should go to India. What do you think about this event, and how can we move forward? Diman sir, can you introduce yourself and your ideas, what you are doing?
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm Mohinder Chand. Presently, I'm professor and chairman, Department of Tourism and Hotel Management, Kurukshetra University, Kurukshetra, Haryana, India. So I'm not directly involved in agriculture research, but we are preparing the people for agriculture. We are giving some certain type of trainings to the farmers as well as the students. And many of the students in our area, we have identified the 14 villages for agriculture tourism development. Even we have identified the 5 clusters for the development of agriculture tourism. During the in the previous year meeting of the G20, maximum people from the different G20 countries, they visited in our villages where we are offering the various types of agriculture activities, agriculture product as well as the local product, and we are adding promoting these villages or these agriculture forms for the agriculture tourism. So we are directly focusing on preparing the people for offering the traditional hospitality services to the people, those who are visiting there. And nearby our capital territory, Delhi, the people, Haryana is closely attached with these things. So our villages, they are very much focusing on attracting the inbound tourism as well as the domestic tourists in such type of areas. And we are also showing them the traditional agriculture product in our areas. Even our government has formulated the specific policy for the farmers as well as the promoting the agriculture tourism in our area. Even we are introduced the policy late 2018 2008. But right now we are our government has identified the 14 villages for this purpose, and focusing on uh, enhancing the livelihood of many farmers, giving the various types of incentives also. And most of the people, they are also running their homestays also there.
Okay, thank you. Personally, I went to Haryana to survey in one of the homestays. I forget name right now. Yeah, I went there, and that was nice. That was operated by one of the landlords.
Yeah,
He had
in Jajjar area, that is a famous agriculture village.
oh yes, I think there, yeah. And
And
I love
recently that village has got the award from the government.
oh yeah. I went there in 2022, and it was nice.
On the other hand, I would like to share one thing, that we must organize different type of conferences, different type of events, so that we can share the ideas, we can share the actual real practices in different nations. And on the other hand, as Professor Emily stated, that we must introduce the special issues related with the agritourism. I am also the editor of International Journal of Hospitality Tourism Systems, that is Scopus indexed. So, from my side, it is an open offer to each and everybody if we can introduce such type of a special issue related with the maybe the East Asian countries, or maybe Asian countries, or maybe other countries, so that we can share, provide them a common platform to share our ideas, our strategies, our policies, our management, and other resources. So through that, we can each other learn many things from others.
Can you share the name of the journal again?
International Journal of Hospitality and Tourism System.
Okay, okay. Yeah, yeah, that idea also is
On
very
the other hand,
important. Yeah.
Professor Emily is also the co-chief editors of one journal.
Mm-hmm.
So many
Yeah,
people, they
Professor Uwe
like,
also runs 2-3 journals,
or
I know,
network, they are
but he didn't
maybe the
mention that.
editor, maybe the editorial board in many journals, so that we can offer a special issues.
Okay, that could be one idea. I think I should give one opportunity to one of our friends from Vietnam to share his idea. Dr. Long, are you here? Can you hear? We cannot hear you. Okay, there was someone from Philippines. Can you talk a little bit? Emily, this is the I think it's interesting to hear from farmers' perspective. Not Rajan, can you speak now? I think we can hear you better right now.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, okay. Please share your ideas from India.
Yeah, it's the meeting is good. It is well thought and getting informations across the globe, and the people who are interested and those who are already experienced to share their knowledge will be helpful to us. And this is something new for myself in agritourism. In fact, I have attended a training near Maharashtra. I think uh, near Pune. So they were explained about the agritourism, the promotion of agritourism in India. Yes, this is in the sense in India, it's a new topic relatively compared to other countries. Uh, Sharing information and the platform like you bringing it together will be of great help. Uh, that's all at this moment. Maybe we can share more little later.
You told us you are from Maharashtra?
No, I am from Tamil Nadu.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, you were talking about Pandurang Tawari from Maharashtra, or?
Yes,
Okay.
Pandurang Taware, I met him in his training center
Mhm.
in Baramati.
Yeah, I wanted to go his place, but I didn't have chance right now. Of course, I promised him, and I want to go his farm one day.
Sure. You do visit us also.
Okay, okay. India is big, but I don't know whether it is possible or not. I promised him already in 2018, and I will go one day in his place.
Oh, that's great. It will be very nice experience to visit and have first-hand information. At the same time, you had chance to visit southern India, Chennai? You are most welcome to visit us.
Thank you. Okay, if I come around your place, I will inform you, and I will certainly visit your place.
Yeah, you very much know, you know Kanjipuram.
I don't know much because I only visited Delhi and those area.
Yeah, Kanjipuram is the silk city where the silk saris and silk items are made. Mahabalipuram is the cultural city where the arts is generated. So just it's about half an hour drive from our farm.
Okay, okay. I think Muhammad Dawa is
Yes,
raising.
thank you.
Yeah,
Okay.
can you share a little bit?
Yeah, sure. Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for your attention, and thank you for your this event. I think it's very interesting. And Professor Ohi, thank you for your great speaker for this opportunity. And actually, my professor, Professor Bill Hishao, invite me to join this event because I'm student from NPST in Taiwan, and actually I'm from Indonesia, and I'm very interesting join this activity because it's new is got a new knowledge because I'm from Indonesia in the developing country, and in area in specific in my hometown in North Sumatra area, one of the village is like a Brastagi and very famous, and it's a lot people come to this area. So that's why after I come back, after I finish my PhD, I wanna back and I promote to agriculture tourism. So that's why I wanna learn from this event. And actually, for I have one of idea maybe to make more attention for the student join this event. I think we can collaborate with university. For example, when I was bestseller in Indonesia, it's a lot of student from agriculture faculty, and I think because they also want make a like a international event. Maybe we can collaborate because it's a lot of student. Maybe it's around 300 student. Maybe can join in our event, but we can collaborate like university to university, like GEN to university, GM to University of Sumatera Utara, maybe University of Indonesia. So that's why the other student can collaborate and make the bigger event. So I think not only for Indonesian student, but all the in the other country we can collaborate, and hopefully the GAN can bigger and make a promote global agriculture and sustainable further. When I saw Miss Emily also a presentation about the mission of GAN. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Muhammad. I love your idea, and personally, I love Indonesia because they are doing great in agritourism, especially in community-based agritourism. You guys are doing great. Personally, I review more than 20 papers a year from Indonesia, and yeah, I love their ideas, and I love your suggestion as well. What do you think, Emily?
Excuse me?
Like contacting university to university is we are dealing with it. Like Professor Wu is also belong to the university. Emily, most of us we belong to the university. The problem is consistency. I don't know how many students join in a university and how many of they are interested in agritourism and how much of them will continue their career in agritourism. We don't know, but of course, student can be one of the targets.
Yeah, I do agree that throughout the networking of universities and academics, including the faculties and students all together, it's easier, and that it's an easier and very good, a nice startup for our network in again East Asia. Yeah, very good.
Okay. And Natarajan was asking the information of Mohinder sir. Can you share with him? Because I don't know whether you are okay or not. That's why I wanted to remind you. If it is already done, that's fine. Who else
We
can
have
there are some introduction in the chats.
we have a Hannah from Philippines, right? We have Hannah's from Philippines. Is it?
Is she here or he?
I don't know. I think we have a Hannah from Philippines.
No, I think
Okay, probably
yeah,
she's
he
left.
left. Yeah. My friend from Vietnam, can you talk right now? Or it's difficult? If it is difficult, if mic is not working, we understand that technology sometimes betray us, so we don't know. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, there are some introduction in the chat you can read. Thank you, Shuduo. I don't know how to pronounce this. It's very difficult for me to pronounce Chinese name. And Chu Jiu, I don't know. Maybe Emily, please help me.
I think we have a couple friends from China. I think
Yeah, I love to hear from Chinese perspective as well.
yeah,
If you can.
蔡碧凡老师曲子慧老师 would you like to speak up and kind of maybe talk a little about yourself and your universities and programs and share maybe that how this the GAN East Asia can do in the future and help us to work closer together. 蔡碧凡，您在吗？Professor 蔡let me see who is here. 我看一下，那个曲子慧吗？我们有几个 We have some friends from China. Would anyone like to speak up? Okay.
I can only say ni hao, so please speak it. Or Emily will translate. Don't worry. Here is translator. You can
Yeah.
talk in Chinese and Emily will translate.
Oh yeah. That's fine. That's fine.
Don't afraid of English. Yeah, don't worry.
Yeah. 那个朋友们，您也可以用中文说啊，我可以帮大家稍微简单翻译一下，没有问题，这样子。嘿，我们有应该是许明，然后张明明，然后何华康，然后徐慧子，邵燕芬，还有丁宇杰。目前我看到好像在线上的有好几位朋友，有没有要？没关系啊，I don't think we well maybe 或者是你们也可以写一些东西在那个那个 chat box 上面也 OK。Okay.
Okay,
Well,
I got it. Maybe they
no,
don't want to talk in the first
I was
meeting. Yeah.
encourage people to write something up in the
Uh-huh.
chat box. Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe we could invite some Bill or the professor, or you would like to talk about like how we can
Bill just wrote me that he just left the meeting and I think he has gone some private work. Maybe Professor Ohe still have something to introduce beside your last presentation.
Yeah. So I think yeah, it would be very nice to have some collaborations, but specifically, for instance, joint workshop on the young student presentation meetings, and then we have we can select one of the good papers to some journals because Emily, you are the editor-in-chief in the journals, and so we can collaborate on this part probably in the future, and especially young. I'd like to stimulate young researchers to join this network. But sometimes in Japan, young researchers, even young researchers tend to be domestic oriented. And they are very much afraid to going out to present their academic output. And so how to stimulate them is, yes. So identity issue again.
Last week, I was giving presentation about my first paper that was submitted to Japanese journal and it was rejected.
Yeah. Oh.
I don't know. The quality is high in Japanese journals, but and Japanese scholars they write very good paper, but they just publish in domestic and ultimately nobody cite the paper.
Yeah, right, exactly.
The quality you
why,
cannot imagine is if you submit the same paper to one of the Japanese journals and in the top journal of tourism, maybe the chances of rejection in Japanese journal is high than the top journal in tourism. But still, Japanese people publish in the Japan. I don't know why. We need to change the identity, Professor. One more generation, we should work hard. And I think Dr.
gradually,
should focus from the government sector as well.
Yes. But to improve that situation, probably we can jointly have a workshop in membership countries from one to another. yeah, first, probably, yeah, we can organize in Japan this kind of workshop with my academic associations. Yeah.
I wonder why I couldn't find the researcher from Korea this time and
Mm. Yeah, there are also quite a number of researchers in Korea on agritourism topics. Yes, I know, but probably it's a time of generation change. I don't know, or motivation.
yeah, there is no
You have
membership registration as well in GAN.
mm,
It's
mm,
already GAN already become 3 years in third year, but there was no one from Korea.
right, right.
One scholar from I think Iran was uh, in Korea. He was a friend of mine, but I wrote him, but he didn't appear. I don't know why.
Probably any shortage of fund. I don't know.
Not Rajan,
But,
don't worry, just jump up and ask question. Yeah, that's why I make this like meeting.
That's great.
Just ask question. Yeah.
Okay. Professor, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Professor?
yeah, we can.
Yeah. See, you mentioned about Japanese agritourism. It's been developed and it's coming to kind of a flat curve. It's a kind of a saturation.
No, it's I think potential is very high, and there's a lot of big potential for the future growth. But I think government program has changed to new one, and in that program, we are more look at viability issues. And so now we need to look at carefully about what's actually going on these advanced level of agritourism farms, but not yet in detail. It's not disclosed yet. But actually, it's the good agritourism farms increasing steadily, not rapidly, but steadily. So that is my recognition at this moment about a new program.
If I am not wrong,
Yeah.
When agriculture has converted to hospitality, is the business increasing or keeping agriculture as agriculture and trying to host, will the business comes in?
Yeah. That all depends on the orientation of individual farms, but now we can understand that tourists from abroad getting interested in rural areas. So gradually, visitors to rural areas is increasing, has been increasing, not rapidly, but I think it's possible to attract more tourists from abroad in rural areas. Did I answer you?
Yeah, more or less, but still my question is slightly different than, see, farms have been developed for years.
Yeah.
And now tourism is entering into the farm.
Yeah.
To enhance the financial facilities to the farm. Now, will have the farmers or the farm has to convert more into hospitality to promote that as a business, or the existing business promotes the hospitality? How do we link these two?
That's a good question, and it's now that's all depends on the farmer's orientation. If you want to expand your agricultural activity only, they can expand and don't care about agritourism activity. This could happen in every year, not only in Japan. And so large-scale oriented farms are not so much paying attention to the agritourism aspect. But yes, if you can do that, it's okay, no problem. But if you are interested in the exchanging with people from outside of the community, yeah, you could. And especially younger generation and female, for instance, wives of farmers and daughters are much interested in this kind of exchange programs. And so I need, what I'm looking at and expecting is second generation, younger generation. Yeah, they are more flexible, so more
That's good.
adjustable. Yeah, more adjustable to
What is your
new.
idea, Natarajan? What do you think?
Huh?
What should farmers do?
See, you know, in India, its farms are very small
Yeah, in
compared
Japan
to.
too. Yeah.
Yes, I share with you. Yes, Japan too, small. In this situation, the farmer cannot afford to invest on agritourism. You mentioned very clearly in your presentation, the government does not allow to build new buildings or hospitality. Promoting the existing buildings and converting that into building and promote the agritourism. Am I right?
Yeah. In that case, it's only in Italy. In
Oh, that's
Italy,
only
the
yeah.
farmer cannot build new houses for tourism activities in farmyard.
Yeah. Now
Yes.
in India,
Yeah.
for the small farmer, it's not affordable.
Yeah, because of the less financial capabilities. Yes, of
Yes.
course. Yeah.
So what we think now, maybe correct me if I am wrong, promote a group of farmers
Yeah.
and bring one of the farmer as a host,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
then bring these tourists into the host, and then share the experience of the small farmers whereby it benefits the community.
Mhm. Yeah. So you mean
That is, yeah, go ahead.
yeah. So you mean community-based development?
Yeah, community based
Yeah.
may support agritourism to enhance the financial income to the farmers.
Yeah. And yes, the farmer needs minimum innovation for accommodation and also hygiene and fire station standard you have to clear. And so it costs investment money. Yes, that exactly.
Yes.
So some government assistance,
Hello.
yeah, it's necessary, of course. And in Japan, for instance, the government provide a subsidy for the innovation, and also the farmer can lend money from the government public institutions for lower interest than normal one.
Oh. What kind of financial support in terms of subsidy the government provide to the farmers?
For starting a new activity, if you want to reform your farms, and you can get some of the money, but normally 2 years almost, not long. And also the public funding system institutions we have, and these public institutions provide lower rate subsidies, lower interest loan, yeah, provided.
If your community base get connected to our community creation here, will it be workable
That
in exchange
depends.
program?
That depends, and but there are not many, but we can observe a very advanced case of community-based agritourism project is going on, and these farms set up one farm, not company. So
Okay.
it's yes, it's a destination management organization, DMO. Not yes, it's a DMO, but
Okay.
also they are the destination management company. So DMC.
Okay.
Yeah, that is not many, but it's getting increasing. This kind of activities, community-based company, yeah, companies. It will be, yeah, I expect this type of activity will grow.
Do
Thank
you
you.
think? Sorry.
Do you have any more?
Yeah, I have a small. Is the time is allowed?
Okay. This should be last.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Professor, do you think we can network with you on this issue? In the sense, a community exchange thing to promote agritourism, vice versa.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. With this GAN network, we can do that probably. Yeah.
Okay. I appreciate if this information can be shared.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
I think this recording will go to the official YouTube channel of Global Agritourism Network. I have one proposal here. Why don't we try to explore people from either Korea or from China and request them to present so that we can encourage their participation in this network in our next meeting. What do you think? Is it possible?
Yeah. And
If we continue
probably,
either Japan or Korea or India, that will not dig much in terms of network creation in East Asian region. If we can find someone from either Korea or Mongolia or from China, maybe at least we will have someone in the meeting who will continue.
Yeah.
So, Professor Ohe, can you introduce your friends who is working in agritourism from Korea so that I can communicate with them?
Korea, yes, I know one researchers. Now he moved to the university in Busan, but I don't see his research output recently. But anyway, but he's involved in the APTA conference, and yes, we can get a contact with him.
Okay. Maybe in summer, targeting to Korea and Japan, we should have another meeting so that we can have more participants. Of course, I will try to get the response from Wakayama University and maybe from Rikyo University as well. I don't know whether there are researchers who is targeting agritourism in Rikyo University.
Agritourism in Rikyo, I have no idea. I don't know anyone.
So if you have no idea, there is no one in Rikyo, I am sure. That's for sure. Yeah. Any concluding remarks, Emily, and Kuni, or Professor Ohe, or Natarajan?
Oh, thank you very much.
Thank you.
I think it's a very productive and interesting beginning for us to kind of exchange idea how we could move forward. And I think like we have gathered some of the useful strategies and actions that we probably could plan together and maybe try to networking on some of the key issues and get people together first. Yeah, but yeah, very happy to participate and look forward to see all of you and maybe Professor Oi and we could and Professor and on some of the great issues we could maybe try to do in the research together. Yeah, that might be a quick and very effective actions as well.
Thank you. Kuni-san, do you have anything else to add?
Okay, thank you very much for organizing. Akuma-san, thank you very much for organizing and arrange this
It's
meeting.
my pleasure. Thank
And
you for
I'm
being
sorry,
here.
my machine is a little bit system trouble, so I'm late to participate this meeting. But yeah, it's very interesting meeting. So I want to continue and expand this kind of seminar. So in next meeting, I will try to ask my colleague. She works in Tokyo University and some other university. So yeah.
I think you should take lead now onwards to introduce this GAN in Japanese perspective. If I'm not, first of all, I'm not Japanese and I'm approaching from USA to join in GAN meeting. They don't trust me. I'm sure because it's hard for them to persuade, right? If I was a Japanese, maybe they can consider my invitation and they would reply my email. But I sent email from US University and mentioning that I am leading the East Asian countries. They didn't trust me. Yeah. I request you to take a lead to introduce GAN network in Japan. And of course, Emily is doing great, and we are continuing in GAN standard definition and those items in separate part. Yeah, next, I will again circulate the email, and we will decide the date, maybe midsummer or I don't know, maybe last of June. I will have one presentation I want to have one presentation from Korea so that we can increase at least 2-3 people in the network from Korean perspective. And then maybe after 3, 4 or 5 months later, we should have one presentation from China before their new year, so that we can invite them, or we can strategically pull them in the global agritourism network. And if we have any ideas or any proposal ongoing, or you want to have international collaboration, we can share this information in this group so that we can support, or we can introduce someone who can support your project. That's my idea. Is there anyone who wants to speak at last from Chinese perspective, or maybe someone who really have closing words or closing sentence? If there is no one, thank you very much for your time and participation in this meeting. Exactly, we finished in 2 hours. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
See you
Thank you very
next
much.
time.
Thank you.
Bye.